All right, got the negative test results. And guess what? On the way to Japan. What? Okay, we're about to take the bullet train. I don't know which one we're on, but I want that super fast looking one. All right, guys, so here is our bullet train. Boom. So we're gonna take this to the city of Niigata and then meet up with the rest of the crew from there. What's up, guys? It's Ralph with Pondscapes, and what a trip. We made it to Japan. So landed in Tokyo last night and took the bullet train for about a 2-hour ride to Niigata, and now we are in the Yamakoshi mountain range at the Mirise farm. This is home to some of the most amazing fish on the planet. This breeder right here, Mirise, is known for the top-notch fish in the world. Some of the most expensive fish I have ever seen. Literally millions of dollars in some of these tanks. Let's go take a look. All right, so I'm here with Brian from Fitz Ponds, and what he is doing is going through this tank and pulling out some fish for Tom Smith from Garden State Koi. I like a lot of these fish that are in this tank, and they're within my budget range, so I'm gonna get some. Now, this particular farm is known for their butterfly koi, so what I do want, I do like those butterfly koi, but I'm also gonna get some standards that will just look fantastic in our pond. So these are gonna go in our big pond out back. And of course, when summer rolls around, Allison wants to go swimming, I have to get these guys out. I'm going to show you what that process is going to look like whenever we get to that point next year. Brian, so explain to me what you were doing with that bottle there.
So this right here is basically just some alcohol, some isopropyl alcohol. And what it does is you just give it a little spray, like see this tank here? All those bubbles in there. It's not great for taking pictures, so you just give it a little spritz and it makes the surface of the water completely clear.
Very cool. So I'm learning so much just about what it takes to farm these fish and show them. So it's really impressive that the things that you don't know that go into showing these fish and actually transporting them. All right, guys, so this is what the process looks like. We just picked out our fish. They got transferred over here. They got documented. They took pictures, videos, and then they transfer the fish over into these net tanks. And this is where they will be until they get transferred over to Fitz Ponds, which is in New Jersey. From there, he'll quarantine the fish for a period of time, box them up, and then ship them to their respected locations. All right, so there's a problem with doing this. John is already a victim of the problem. The longer we spend time here, the more fish you look at and start to fall in love with. I got to get out of here before I spend that kind of money John just spent. All right, this is the house we were just in, and out back, this is what it looks like. These are where the fish are actually grown, these mud ponds. Right now, they're just dredging this out, taking all this dirt, dropping it in this tractor, and hauling it off, cleaning this thing out for another season of growing. All right, here's another view. There's that house we were at. That's the pond that's getting reshaped and dredged. And here is an active pond that's actually growing fish as we speak. Don't really see much movement, but they are in there. We're on our way to the next stop, and we're driving through the Yamakoshi Mountains, and there are just mud ponds everywhere. Every turn you go through this valley, there's just mud pond after mud pond. These are all different koi breeders. It's amazing how many koi breeders are in such a small area. So check this out behind me. This is remnants of the earthquake back in 2004, and it's still an active pond. So here's a view on the top side of this pond. This is very active. They've got thousands of dollars of coin here, and it's just hovering. It's just amazing that this is still in operation. They get about 10 feet of snow a year. I can't imagine just the nerve-wracking thought of losing this, and it's still in operation. Goes to show you how strong this concrete is. This is legitimately the mecca of the fish. Like, the amazing colors, the sizes of these fish, unbelievable. These are the cream of the crop, the tip of the spear when it comes to fish. Check them out. So one of the common misconceptions is how expensive koi fish are. We just showed you all of those $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 fish. Right here, we're pulling fish out of this tank, $100 a piece. How could you not? All right, guys, super excited about today. We are actually at a mud pond, literally draining the pond down right now to get it at a lower level so it's easier to catch these fish. Now, what the process it looks like and what it is called, it's called seining. And what they do is they get the pond down to a lower level, get a giant net and drag it across the pond and gently herd the fish to a section where it's easier to control them and to catch them by hand, and then move them into the tanks and then onto the trucks and back to the farms. So let's get it started. All right, I'm all geared up. I've got my slickers on and going to get into the pond and actually get wet and bring in some monsters. All right, there's the net, there's the fish, and there's all the hands that are gonna make this happen. All right, here is the process. They got that net all strung out and there's weights on it, so it drags on the bottom, and here comes these monster koi. So these are 4-year-old fish. They've been in this pond for about 8 months, and the typical growth rate starts to slow down when they get this size, but sometimes they can grow up to like 8 inches over one season. All right, guys, super exciting. So this is the process. This is what it looks like. So right now, Ed has got this net. So you can see these weights. It's dragging along the bottom, and all of these fish are just pulling in closer and closer. And Tom is actually going to handle every single one of them by himself.
I don't think so, but...
All right, so it's not easy to move around in this. It's like getting stuck in the mud. But these guys are coming in closer and closer, and the excitement is about to start. Here is the next step in the process. The fish got trucked over in this tank here, and they're transferring into the tub, checking them out, a little bit of an inspection to see if they have any kind of deformities, split fins, any kind of ailments, and then they go from that tank into the big tank where they will be up for sale. So from this tub, they get transferred over. Now, Brian is measuring. And what do we have?
69.
69 centimeters. And what's going to happen next? The fish is up for sale? All right, Jack, what do we got going on here?
I talked you into buying a fish. So we're going to invest in the fish. We're going to buy one of these fish, which are already beautiful. These are expensive fish to start with. We're going to leave it here. So it's called Azukari, where it stays in their care. So we're gonna leave it for 2 years, let it grow out, get better definition in the pattern, get more size, and then hopefully in 2 years it's worth a lot more than what we pay for it now, and we can make some money. So this is basically an investment. So it's just the same thing as buying a stock, where you invest in a company and you hope that it's gonna have growth in the coming years. Same thing with this fish. Now, we're taking the risk of this fish dying. It could happen, right? So that's the gamble. This is basically, we're gambling. We're just, we're degenerate gamblers. We buy fish.
All right, what do you do when you go to Japan and you select fish and pull them out of these mud ponds and learn all this cool stuff? You also go to a koi museum. Who knew that was a thing?
Oh,
What do you think, Greg?
I think Jack's a lucky guy.
All right, guys, so this is the guy that Jack and I purchased together. That one we're going to see in about a year after it gets reintroduced to the mud ponds and brought back out. Brian's gonna send some videos, some photos of it, see what kind of conditions it's in, and then we'll decide whether or not we keep it or put it back into the care of Saito and put it in the mud pond for another couple years. All right, what an awesome trip that we've had out here. And I really want to thank our host that has taken care of us for lunch. The Shintaro family, Saito and his family have done an amazing job. And I also want to thank Brian with Fitz Ponds, did an awesome job. Him and his team took us around, showed us all these fish farms, really gave us an awesome education on not only what we were looking at as far as fish, the value of them, but the entire process start to finish. Very, very educational. And hopefully in the 24, this spot right here behind me, I'll be back to help deliver Saito and his family an aquascape ecosystem pond. So we'll see what happens there. Guys, thanks for watching this one. We'll see you on the next video.